It's double game week time. We've got another double game week now. Let's have a look at which key players you guys should be bringing in to boost those rankings in FPL. So what we're going to do is have a quick look at all 4 teams that have a double game week and start looking at which of their assets I think you guys should be bringing in and targeting that could give you the most points for that double game week. Now, the 4 teams that have a double game week are Everton, Fulham, Burnley and Manchester City. So all of these teams have 2 fixtures in game week 24 opposed to the normal one. And those fixtures are Everton, who play Fulham and Manchester City, Manchester City, who play Everton and then Tottenham, Burnley, who play Fulham and Crystal Palace, and then Fulham, who play Everton and Burnley. So those are the 5 extra fixtures, I suppose, or 5 double game week fixtures, with 4 teams having a double game week in this double game week 24. So let's have a look at each of those 4 teams and who I think will return you the best points per value in those weeks. So let's start off with Everton. So as we said, Everton play Fulham at home and Manchester City at home. So 2 home fixtures. The second one is very tough against Manchester City, who look like they want to score several goals past everyone and not concede any. So you kind of have to sort of assume that one is going to be a blank for your player. You could get lucky and get a return, but it's really that Fulham game that we're focusing on. So we're going to have a look at 3 players from each team. Variety of price points, variety of positions, but hopefully someone in this, depending on which team and what price point you have, that you'll be able to get in and get those points for. So the first one is Luca Dean of Everton. Now, by far the most attacking Everton defender, playing left back, potentially left mid as well for them. He's looked really good. Hopefully a clean sheet in that Fulham game, as well as that assist potential for him, as well as taking some corners, some set pieces as well. So Luca Dean, a good potential defensive punt in game week 24. Next up, we've got one who I spoke about a little bit in my Game Week 24 First Thoughts video, is Doucouré. Now, at 5.2 million, he could be a great enabler. Now, I don't think he's going to set the world alight and get massive returns, but at 5.2, if you're looking for a little bit of an enabler, he could double again in Game Week 26. He does play that box-to-box role. He does have a bit of goal threat, as well as assist potential as he gets in and around the box. That aerial threat, at just 5.2 million, I quite like him as an asset. Next up, we've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin of Everton. At 7.7 million, he is the key Everton asset. If I was going to advise owning just one Everton player, it would of course be Calvert-Lewin. He's got that goal threat, he's the main attacking threat, and he still comes in at just 7.7 million. So he could be real potential, especially with those 2 home fixtures, particularly that Fulham fixture that comes first. I think Calvert-Lewin could be a great option and even a potential captaincy shout in game week 24. He has some of the highest predicted points in these games, sort of bar Raheem Sterling. But yeah, Calvert-Lewin, Doucouré and Dean are probably my 3 hot picks for Everton in game week 24. So next up we have Fulham. So Fulham have 2 away fixtures against Everton and then Burnley in game week 24. So 2 good enough fixtures, especially potentially from a defensive point of view in that second game. A little bit of attacking threat as well, maybe against Everton, against Burnley. So 2 decent enough fixtures, so could be worth targeting. The first we've got is Adebayo, comes in at 4.5 million as a defender. The reason I've gone with him is I think Fulham look very assured defensively, so picking one of the defenders could be a great option for a clean sheet in one of these 2. But Adebayo has by far the most attacking threat out of all those Fulham defenders. He takes more shots than the rest of them and is involved in the creative play from corners, attacking play, just generally he's much more focused than the other ones. So 4.5 million, clean sheet potential, a little bit of attacking threat. It is Fulham, but they have looked much better in recent weeks, so my first shout. Now, the second is an attacking player in Lookman. Has the most shots out of any Fulham player in the last 7 weeks, has the most sort of starts. He's probably going to play both these fixtures. So again, Burnley and Everton have looked good defensively. Everton, it sort of depends what form you get them in. They can be great, they can be bad. Same with Burnley recently. So you kind of hope that they score and look good in one of these 2. And at 5.0, he's a great enabler, Lookman. He's probably very undervalued. There are other players like Souček, Rafinha getting more attention, but he is one of the most attacking forces in that Fulham team. So at just 5.0, I think he could be a great asset. The final one is the Fulham goalkeeper at just 4.5 million. He's got great clean sheet potential. They've kept a lot of clean sheets recently, conceding very few goals. At 4.5 million, he does make a lot of saves as well, because they do concede quite a lot of shots. But at 4.5 million, Areola could be a great pick if you need a second goalkeeper, and then going into game week 26 as well. So yeah, I wouldn't advise, if you've got Martinez or someone like that, selling him. But if you want to bring in, Areola as a second goalkeeper and benching Martinez, then that is a way forward. But don't go selling your main goalkeeper. But 4.5 could be a great second shout. Next up, we've got Burnley. So 2 home fixtures. You'd hope that they get a clean sheet in one of these 2 games. Crystal Palace without Zaha have really gone off the boil. They don't look like scoring many goals. So particularly that second fixture. Burnley really struggle to score goals, so you will see that I don't really go for the attacking threat. Their midfielders and attackers I would stay clear of. I know it's a double game week with 2 good fixtures, but I really would stay clear of them. So first up, we've got Ben Mee, 4.9 million. I think he's got good attacking threat, the most attacking out of any of the Burnley defenders, from corners, everything like that. He's definitely got that on top of the clean sheet potential. If you've got the money, he's definitely the best Burnley defender I'd go for. Now, next up, we've got Loughton, 4.4. He's actually rising to 4.5, I think, tonight at time of recording. So he may be 4.5 now, but a great value. He plays right back. He's pretty much nailed to play every game. So if you don't quite have that money to play Ben Mee, or you don't want to invest that much in a player who you're only going to play for 1 game week potentially, Loughton looks like a great alternative playing at right back. Small assist potential, putting in some crosses, but mainly that clean sheet potential from him. And the next, how could I have a Burnley top players to pick without Nick Pope? Save potential, clean sheet potential for Pope. 5.5 million, it is quite a lot for the points he's returning, but it is a great double game week for them. It doesn't get much better than that, really. If you had to predict from a defensive point of view what fixtures you'd want Pope to have in a double game week, it would probably be that, maybe West Brom over Fulham. But these 3 all have good potential for clean sheets, and then maybe either a goal or save points or assists on top of it. So definitely, if you're going to invest in Burnley, it has to be from a defensive point of view. I would not be going near their attack. The final team, of course, is the team that we've probably already got 2 or 3 players on, is Manchester City, who go away to Everton and are at home to Tottenham in game week 24. The first player we have is Cancelo. Now, there was always that little bit of rotation threat of Cancelo, but his attacking threat when he plays that sort of centre mid role is just amazing. If you don't have him already and you want a second Manchester City defender, I think he's a great pick. He does have that rotation threat that maybe Stones and Diaz don't have quite as much, particularly Diaz, but that attacking threat from him is just great. Next up, we have Ruben Diaz, 6.1 million compared to the 6.0 of Cancelo, but it's that assured start. Pep loves him. He's going to play both games. I'm pretty much sure of that. I have him in my team. I have both of these players in my team so far. But yeah, I think he's going to play. Clean sheet potential. They're not the easiest games, but you know that Manchester City can keep a clean sheet against anyone. If you've got a spare slot for your Manchester City player and you don't know where to put it, and you don't want to invest in maybe someone more expensive, then just go with that double City defence. It is assured. The game weeks after as well, you'll be happy that you've had it. They are so composed. They keep the ball so well. So yeah, definitely like having the double Manchester City defence. The third one and the attacker I've gone with is Gundogan. Now, there'll be people looking at the screen and screaming at me that Raheem Sterling is not in here. The reason I've not gone with Sterling is I like the double defence first. That for me is a priority over double Manchester City attack. And then I don't feel that the value that Sterling has and costs for you is worth it over Gundogan. Now, Gundogan returned 13 points in this previous game, more than Sterling. I just think he's the best option at his price. 6 million, he's only going to keep going up. He'll return that price on as well as points for you. So I have backed Gundogan for game week 24 over going for Raheem Sterling. But Sterling, if you want to bring him in, he's probably more like assured to be a captaincy shout. I don't know, there's just something about Gundogan that I don't want to captain him because of his price. I may end up doing that because I don't own Sterling, but for me, the top 3 Manchester City players to own at the moment are Cancelo, Diaz, Gundogan. Of course, shout out to the likes of John Stones and Raheem Sterling and Phil Foden, who could also be potential picks, but for me, these are the top 3 to own in game week 24. So that's all we got time for. Those are my top 3 players from all 4 teams who have a double game week. If you've got unsure about one of them or want to ask me a question about someone else, drop it in the comments down below. Good luck in Game Week 24, everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. Completely easy and free way to support the channel. There's plenty more coming with Game Week 26, 25, potentially blank Game Week 29 and beyond. There'll be a lot of information that I can provide and hopefully help you boost up the rankings in these coming game weeks. So make sure to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed. But that's all we've got time for. Good luck in Game Week 24, everyone, and I will see you all next time.